Hojin, yeah.
With Hojin.
You are correct.
Want to shut him down early, but wow, Lulu would be a bit of a surprise as a first pick.
Okay.
No Kha'Zix ban this game, so save. Oh my.
Oh my. Hey, I've seen this somewhere before.
And that's the problem, is that when you know he can play top lane Kha'Zix and they're on red side, they can first rotation 2 junglers and leave you a bit high and dry in the jungle. Of course, that Evelynn will still be available. There aren't any jungle bans out right now, so there will be some other options. But
all right. Well, the lead definitely expected from Hojin. I mean, in a final match like this, you don't take the risks with your new jungler. You give him your comfort pick, and Lee is a great champion anyway. On the flip side, Save. What is he going to play? I mean, there's no rush to pick that Kha'Zix. I think he highlighted very quickly, but again, Shy not known for his Kha'Zix. Coco probably not going to play it a mid either, and might as well wait. And they are going to lock in that Twitch to keep it away from space and also give it to OQ.
Yeah, a bit interesting here. So do you take the Kha'Zix now? I think Swift probably wants to pick that one up just to make sure they don't have to deal with Save's top Kha'Zix that absolutely ruined CJ Entus in their last bout on Monday. And Space hovering over that Draven. Space not really a known Draven player.
Yep. We're looking at the Kha'Zix hover. And as you said, yeah, jungle probably the best bet here for CJ. Just have Swift jungle safely with that Kha'Zix. Yeah, take it away from Save. They don't want to deal with that. But given the speed at which Save highlighted that Kha'Zix, I think Najin is okay with this. I think they're okay with giving that up. And in fact, a quick lock-in on TF from Goong.
So the Nami begs the question, is Coco going to play Yasuo this game? Really strong combination. And we've seen Goong's Twisted Fate before. It has been pretty darn fun to watch, and they're looking to create picks with Leona and Twitch, quite possibly with that TF. Of course, the Twitch TF combination, so good at making picks, and you have to play very, very scared in that case.
And also in the laning phase, we've seen Kane's roaming, add that with the Destiny Gate. This is just a lot of pick pressure from lane all the way to the end of the game, and Frost really needs to watch out.
Yeah, I don't. You may not want to take the Kog'Maw here. He may not have enough escapability. So with the Lulu, however, you may have some survivability with the shield and the wild growth. I think Lucian definitely a bit better option. And I don't think we're going to see Lux.
A little throwback to Rapid Star.
And Mad Life, who played support lines.
And Mad Life, this is true. Jax would not be surprising. Of course, Lulu mid and then Jackson top would be a very CJ pickup right here. And ooh, I mean, has that cleanse, so Space may think that it's still worth it to go with it. But as you mentioned, this is not a full-on Protect Kog'Maw composition. He really only can rely on Nami, because even Lulu may be busy trying to initiate with Jax or Kha'Zix here. Kog'Maw gets locked in.
I'm not the biggest fan of this. I think Lucian is definitely the better pickup here.
Save is a big fan of this, apparently. He's enjoying himself.
Yeah, he's like, ha ha ha, I'm just going to kill this Kog'Maw as I split push. Me and Goong are going to do mean things to this Kog'Maw.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be so scared if I was Kog'Maw right now. Just TF and Twitch alone, and oh man.
Nasus as a counter pick for Jax.
We talked about this on Monday. I've been waiting for it. And
that's actually going to be brutal. He should lock that in.
Yeah, and also brutal against Kog'Maw too if Jax isn't there. I mean,
oh, that is just mean. Save.
Well, I think Save would like that. I think he'd like to be brutal in this game just to secure the win and also kind of prove a point here.
Well, not only that, but if we talk about Kog'Maw players, Deft by far the best Kog'Maw player right now. And if Rise, dang it.
Aww.
Dang it.
However, just the highlight itself should give a little bit of a scare to Samsung Blue. Like, do they play Nasus? Huh.
Malphite also very good against Jax.
Yeah, so it is going to go with the Rise. Now we've seen the Rise Jax matchup quite a bit coming into this patch. So, usually the Rise players, if you play it smart, has gotten a little bit of an early lead thanks to, of course, just a harass you can put out with Overload. But we'll see how they play it. Both top laners taking that teleport for now. And Goong favoring that double mobility summoner spell here once again, while Coco goes a little bit aggressive with Ignite.
And
We are seeing one early ward this time from Kayn, whereas usually he has just taken the Relic Shield and those biscuits, and no wards from Nami.
This is a really weird level 1. Look at what Najin's doing right now. All training into the bottom lane, and looks like they're going to be heading around.
Oh, it's been a while since we've seen this.
This is not very recent. So they're all going to hide here outside of the vision from Tribrush and see if they can make a catch. There's the gold card, maybe coming up, and they're going to see Kog'Maw back off. So Kog'Maw should guess that they're 5. They're not going to go any further in, though. So now that they've shown, will they actually just walk across the map and try and invade blue delayed now?
Yeah, Najin still moving as 5, so I think they're still on point for an invade. And they're just walking right across mid lane. No one there to scout them out. Swift is in that brush. Is Swift going to show himself? Swift is gonna, trying to port back, but is gonna get seen. Save goes with the Rune Prison. There's a Sonic Wave, and we see Hojin takes the flash out from Swift. So a pretty nice level 1, and also the leap, I believe, coming out from Swift. Now, Rune Prison, of course, on save, but that's not too big of a deal for him.
Yeah, but starting E on Kha'Zix is that's a disaster.
So Swift is pretty much doomed at level 1. It's going to take him a really long time to pick things up. He also blew his flash, so is never going to want to run into Lee Sin anywhere.
He is going to get a leash here, but look at this. We do see Save and...
Oh man, CJ just in a lot of trouble as Save and Hojin find Mad Life and Space. A nice bubble onto Hojin though as he's taking damage from that blue buff. Hojin has to flash away, but Space follows through and First Blood goes to Mad Life.
Well, that was a cute little camp right there, but it was a very bad face check. And actually, I think the worst thing about this, Chobra, is that what we should have seen happen at level 1 is after they went out of Tribrush, what CJ should have done. Never mind. They didn't have that early ward, but it would have been nice for them to get a ward, or Najin rather, sorry. I'll explain in just a second. But,
so Hojin also jumping onto that blue buff.
So, yeah, that was just unfortunate timing, and they didn't think that there would be a forward play after they burned Kha'Zix, but at the same time, when you have that dual lane on the bottom side of the map, that's going to be the safest because Swift has his E, so he needs help on a leash. Now, what should have happened right there, as I was about to say, Najin, when they went to Tribrush and then they started walking up river, Kayn started with a ward, and he should have warded his own blue right there because that's just what you do, especially if you're going to make a play on another buff across the map. And that was a mistake from the level 1 play from Najin.
Yep. And they got a little bit comfortable as we saw Hojin just jumping a little bit too early onto that blue buff, and Save just sticking around to make sure he can gain that experience. Of course, delayed for both Hojin and Save this time around, but they do still secure a double buff for Hojin. So he's not too far off from where he should be. Goong takes a lot of damage from Coco, but stuns him as he runs away. Does have his second pot running. Goong needs to really watch out here. Coco has both summoners. He flashes forward, but doesn't get the Ignite nor the Glitter Lance as Goong flashes over the wall.
Wow, really quick reaction time. And this is a bit dangerous. Shine is jungle right now, but he should know there's a jungle follow going through. Wow, that's actually really risky of Shy as well, because there was a strong possibility that Save and Hojin. Some weird plays we're seeing today. A bit of high-risk play from both teams just based on the vision on the map.
Yep. Yeah, Shine's just been running around and still level 1, but finally hits level 2 as he finishes those wolves there. And Save now is going to hit level 2 and, in fact, pick up just some peaceful CS while Goong comes back to lane. So not wasting any of that. And, in fact, they're going to let Save stick around in mid. No, we're going to see Goong go back after he just wards his flank.
Yep, and look at that. Tower already down for Frost. They did try and fast push it after they got the play at the blue buff.
Yeah, so that's already gone. Save now going back. Nope, he's going to stick around, trying to make something happen here in mid lane. They know the summoner's down from Coco, but not going to find the window. So Save is really delayed in what he can do in this game.
Wow, this is actually a very strange play as well. They're putting Kog'Maw back down here in order to farm up. So they pushed the wave into the tower, and then they reversed it on the turret before taking it down. So the solo farm will be going over to Kog'Maw. I have to say I'm a bit surprised because we know Save is down, and there's an opportunity here to get Shy into a very favorable situation with a lane freeze at the bottom turret. But instead, he's just going to come mid lane, pick up some of that farm, while we do see Coco go back. And the AD carry going to freeze by himself.
Yeah, just very peculiar lane placements. Mostly from Frost, but also Save just taking the time to just pressure. He does have the tier now, but doesn't want to extend too far in bottom lane. He doesn't really have anywhere to go, I guess, so he's just roaming around to try to make something happen. They know the flash is still down from Coco, and I think that's the focus for Rise right now with that Rune Prison on top of the gold card. But Coco is playing quite safe and also has some nice backup right nearby.
I suppose the logic from CJ here is that there will be free farm for Kog'Maw, and because Jax is a better jungler, they are going to get an advantage as long as Save also can't go into a lane. Especially he went back and picked up that Doran's Blade, and if we look at Save, he's had to pick up that tier, but that is not going to help him out very much in terms of his jungling. And Shy is actually doing a fine job of jungling by himself right now. So yeah. I think that's actually, I think in the end, that's going to be potentially a better strategy. So Frost,
yeah,
we'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, it's been working out okay so far. Essentially, they do have double jungle, so they have a lot more map coverage right now as Nami sticks around with Swift. Shy most likely should be able to get away on his own. He's warding camps before jumping into them to make sure that no one's there, and Nami now joins up with him as Swift takes time to go home. So CJ really fully just having a functional double jungle here as Madlife helps clear wards and sticks with each jungler one at a time. Swift coming up. It's going to be a 3v2 if Hojin decides to start a fight, but is going to back off. Swift now seen by that Trinket ward.
Yeah, you know what, Trevor? I actually do think this is the best possible strategy for them, especially because they don't want to get Jax into the Rise lane anyway, because that might give Save enough of a chance to get back into the game. Oh my.
Oh wow, they can't see it, and Hojin gets bubbled and just eliminated by Swift. Save has to flash out. Frost really making things work, and Najin with that just slight
Najin is going to be super confused about that one until they go back and watch the VOD here, and they're going to see them clear out the pink ward. But wow, that bug ward setting up a really important pick for CJ Frost.
Meanwhile, in top, Shy is going to get the stun onto Oki. The bubble not going to hit, though. Oki with some nice movement, and then Ambush turning things back around. Kane gets the stun onto Shy. Save comes up and helps pick up the kill. Oki gets the final hit. So Najin trying to turn things around where they can.
And there's the...
Oh, it actually gets canceled by Coco.
Yeah, Coco didn't even have to flash for that, actually. He just walked up and wild growth himself.
And then just backed off. And we're going to see a red buff invade. Hojin is the one really paying. Oh, he does get the ward down. He ward jumps out. Madlife speeding up to try to get the bubble, forces the flash out of Hojin. And CJ, you know, last week we saw Blaze, and today too, Blaze really taking advantage of the subs, but this time they're really trying to make Hojin uncomfortable, even though he's still got Lee Sin.
Well, this is a great instance of pressing advantage too, because Goong doesn't have that Chalice yet, so he didn't have the mana regen, out of mana, pushed into the mid lane, and so they know they can make an aggressive play, even with limited ward coverage, onto the opponent's red.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Very sad moment for Hojin, as he just gets eliminated by Kha'Zix. And Save also has to blow his flash in that one. Now we are going to see blue buff going over to Coco, so CJ still, you know, doing all right for themselves, although Najin did make a nice play up at top to give a little bit of extra experience to Save, and that's given Save also a window to catch up in CS.
Well, also Shy overextending with Madlife right there when they didn't have wards or knowledge of several members of the enemy team was a pretty big misplay from Frost. And now that did give Save an assist as well. So he's got the Jax lane at the moment, and he's caught back up in CS, he's caught back up in levels, so we are all about even here on the top lane front.
Yeah, meanwhile, AD carries. Space, of course, has had a solo lane experience for a little bit longer than OQ, so he has some experience advantage over the Twitch, but with both supports here, OQ's feeling okay. Of course, Kane is going to be able to be much more aggressive than Madlife if a fight should happen.
Yeah, Shy just trying to do his best and farm up here. Does have a couple of long swords and some good sustain with that flask. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
And Space and Madlife have equalized things out in the bottom lane as well. In fact, Space having a bit more farm at this point.
Yep, Space also using his range, of course, to the advantage against Twitch, who isn't known for the longest of ranges other than with Spray and Pray. And Hojin, yeah, he's been looking for perhaps some ganks to try to boost his experience a little bit, but he's decided just going back to farming up is going to be the way to go.
Coco just doing some ward clearing right there. You can see the ward placed right above the lip so that they can watch Goong if he does go out and try and ult and get the blue buff as well. So really good ward placement, and they will ping Goong as he walks over for blue, telling the bottom lane to go ahead and watch out. Goong will just come right back into the mid lane. Goong down in CS. Of course, getting pushed in early by this Lulu, and he was harassed very effectively in lane by Coco.
Yeah, Coco played this out quite well. And locking Goong down has meant a lot when you play against Najin, of course, Shield mainly, but you lock him down. And Save has also had some trouble, so it's really holding back the decision calls and playmaking from top and mid lane in this mixed roster.
Yeah, pushing out, now moving down. He will find a pink ward in the brush.
Yep, turns back to take it out. Mad Life's just going to try to be a little bit annoying. Gets the bubble. Trying to scare him away. Goong has to just back off as Coco shows up in mid. So the pink ward still lives. A save a little bit. Shy right outside tower range, so he's going to be okay with that trade, I would assume, as Swift steals a Wraith here from Hojin, trying to keep Hojin down.
Yeah, they've got some really good wards in the jungle. Swift has done a great job of making sure that that Shy can do a little bit of counter jungling here in between the minion waves. And he will protect him as he walks right back out through the tri-brush.
Yep, nice ward by Save, with perfect timing as we saw Swift show up. Of course, they did have that information as Hojin saw him stealing the Wraiths. So Goong locks down. Save, I mean, can't say he's locked down, but of course can't really do much other than try to farm up here. That's the best bet for the later part of the game. And now Kayn starting to roam around. OQ, the lane has pushed back in a little bit, so he's feeling safe. Mid lane needs a lot of help, though, as Space comes in, along with Coco, brings it down to half health. Kayn.
You have to be very careful. Leona is 6, but Nami is not. So they don't have that good disengage yet, and a good solar flare could be pretty disastrous, especially if Twitch were to come in invisibly on the flank.
And OQ is here, so they're actually just going to full-on focus here in the mid lane for Najin. OQ not bothering to pick up that lane. Of course, it is going to push in a little bit more, it seems, based on the waves right now. So OQ now moving back over after helping keep the tower safe. Teleport is up for Save, so is his Flash. But Teleport also up for Shy, and both of them can cancel each other's teleport, so...
Yeah, it should be just a little bit of sieging for Frost. And OQ looking to do a little bit of a lane freeze in bottom, pick up as much farm as he can, try and get an edge on his opponent's Space. And it's still pretty even, although Frost does have a nice little bit of a lead.
And porting back.
They're going to move up right now, see if they can zone out and maybe take this top lane turret. Do have some pretty good damage.
Yeah, Kayn looking to make a play here and there, but just not finding those windows that he used to find in other games. And Shy going to start beating down. No, he's just going to take this time to gather as much farm as he can comfortably while Rise is out. He has a hefty lead in terms of CS, both of them with 1 assist. And Save still a little bit behind. Still needs some time to get that Rod of Ages. Decide to go for the earlier boots, though, so that he doesn't get caught off guard. And Swift is coming up. It's going to be a 2-man dive as Shy goes in. But here's the Destiny just to scare them away. A nice Rune Prison under the tower. But Goong gets stunned right as he comes in with Gate. Save turning things around. Puts some nice damage down onto Shy. Can they get another gold card before Nami shows up with a bubble onto Goong? There's a Wild Growth just to secure it. And Coco flashes over to pick up the kill. Swift continues to get the chase and the tidal wave onto Save. 2 kills for CJ. As we see Najin taking that tower in bottom, but Space takes the tier 1 in mid.
Yeah, very nice to leave Space behind. And Najin Shield, or rather the Najin Masters team, overcommitting to turning away that gank. They should have been happy that they just stopped the dive right there, especially when they didn't have the best ward coverage down on the river. But Najin going to respond for a dragon, so objective for objective here. And we're still sitting with about the same gold differential.
Indeed.
Let's take a look at that again, but it's nice that you could use the TF ult defensively, or you could force it to be used reactively. And Mad Life coming up here, and man, great Aqua Prison. Swift gets a lot of damage down. Wild Growth comes over, flash from Coco over the wall.
Shy barely dodges those wild cards.
And look at this, that's just a beautiful ult.
Yeah, CJ played that really well. Shy not getting hit by the wild cards, also props to him. That way they didn't trade that first kill. And so now Save in a little bit of a hard spot, of course, now just getting bullied around. Kayn shows up, but there is a ward. There's the pink ward to clear it out. Now, with that mid-tier 1 gone on the side of Najin, they lose a lot of that pressure from their roaming, especially, of course, from Twisted Fate, and even if OQ's there, as he is right now.
Yeah, it's really telling. Frost has been very much dictating the Twisted Fate ults this game, and we haven't seen a good pick from Goong yet, even though we're 16 minutes nearly into this game now. He's either been knocked out of it with Wild Growth, or the wards have detected where he's going to go, and Frost has reacted very nicely and kind of forced those defensive ultimates. Hojin just taking a few taps from Mad Life, but nothing too serious.
Yeah, had to use the pink ward to get out. It's going to be taken out by Mad Life and Space. So Hojin playing a little bit scared, just really needs to get out of there because he didn't have ward coverage.
Well, he's really far down compared to Swift right now, too. You can see, even though they're even in levels, the item difference is pretty large.
Yep, OQ gonna help take out another tower in favor of Najin, but CJ sieging with 4 people. Nice wave clear though for both Twisted Fate and Rise. Is that enough? For now, as Kane shows up, but Goong getting harassed a little bit by Space's Kog'Maw. And now, OQ, barely doesn't walk into that brush, doesn't spot the pink ward. Should spot that one though. And he's just gonna back off. Yeah, ambush. And then run away.
It was basically they were too close in the mid lane. Coco and Swift were right there. They had stuck around. They definitely could have killed him. And there we go, just some more clearing from Najin as they take back control over their own jungle. Save just furiously attempting to farm. He's actually gone for the Glacial Shroud in advance of his rod. That's because he's really worried about just getting jumped by Jackson, Kog'Maw, and Kha'Zix right now. Just feels like he needs that immediate survivability, and also it's going to help him stack his tier faster with the cooldown reduction.
Absolutely. So we'll see if it pays off. It's going to take some time for it to pay off, though. And we are looking at a 4-man push once again. 5-man now with Swift showing up. 4 people here. Teleport is up for save, but again, how much use can he be? He does have that Glacial Shroud. It's probably best if he comes in when they know they can turn things around, and CJ just going to back off. They also don't want to take the risk. They're going to go home. They probably have some nice cash there to buy some new shiny items.
And this composition that Frost is running has insane Baron pressure. 2 blades down, Kog'Maw, Kha'Zix. Even at 18 minutes into this game, with these champions and these items, they can do a very fast Baron. Now, will be difficult, of course. Goong does have that Gate Destiny, but if they bait Baron properly at this point, they may be able to force him to use it. And with the grouping of CJ Frost, they're really dictating the pace of this game, and they haven't given Najin the chance to create those picks. And a lot of the reason why we don't see Rise very much, this is a very good showcase. In lane swaps, Rise has a big problem jungling, and then he falls behind the enemy top laner. We're seeing that here. He is afraid of dealing with Jax as well. He should be at this point in the game.
Should have played Nasus. That's the only conclusion we can make. Clearly they were prepared for it, didn't pick it, but we'll see if they can still pull through. I mean, White Shield though, this is what they've consistently done this season, is they've pulled through somehow as they drag out the game, and we'll see if they can manage to do that here. The pick potential will always be there, and the longer the game goes, they will be able to try to equalize things up, and Twitch can still get the same assassination that Kog'Maw might be able to.
And they've been reacting well to the pressure coming in from CJ also. Their wave clear is pretty good. So they are able to hold on and just farm this one up, and the gold lead has decreased. So it's just a matter of getting this Rise massive.
Yeah, that's just the time part here, and Shield is used to that, so I think they'll be able to hold off. But again, as we saw last game with Frost, just one small mistake, as we near 30 minutes is all it takes in League of Legends, and it's going to be tough. Save looking for a pick here, but Goong is going to run into 2 people, but Save jumps right over. They eliminate Swift with OQ as he ambushes people. A nice defensive tidal wave to keep people out, but Hojin, no, he decides to back off. Goong was pretty low. OQ also at half health. They don't want to risk a teleport. Counter-strike coming in from Shy, so happy with 1 kill, and that shows that Shield getting a little bit comfortable again. They're playing patient, and they send some people back home. Save goes up to top lane.
Yeah, and that's what the jungle control will do for you. Frost wasn't good enough about clearing out wards on that side or having that vision, and that was just a really well set up pick by Najin. They'll be able to hold on to this turret as well. Shy's going to have to back off as soon as Leona shows up.
Yep, a bubble to keep Goong away, and CJ will back off, and slowly but surely, Najin is holding on to their side of the map more and more.
This is solid play here, and that pick too, it prevents them, and OQ going offensive.
Yep, OQ's gonna try to get the assassination onto Madlife, but Coco there. Swift also on the side, so good on OQ not to really chase through.
No, all they need to do is buy themselves time for this rise, and if they can just create a little pick and relieve the pressure there by causing them to run away with a good use of ambush, then that's just more time for Save to start ramping up. And also Goong, who will be building, and this I think is very smart. It looks like he'll be building his Zhonya's next, not only because of the massive amounts of attack damage coming out of CJ Frost, but because what they need right now is for him to get onto space and land a gold card. Because if that happens, Rise will be able to catch up, and then he's going to melt through the enemy team.
Yes.
So I really, really like this as more of a utility and team fight initiating TF in this situation. And it just so happens that that armor is going to do a lot as well.
OQ needs to be careful, does take the white as he runs away. And we do have the Rod of Ages, was just finished at 21 minutes, but OQ all alone here in the bottom tower. Destiny Gate used, he's gonna land, but they're not gonna be able to protect the tower. So a little bit late on this one by Najin, as Save decides to just keep on farming up. But again, just one more tower down, but Save's still free farming, so Najin has some hope in that.
Yeah, and they're not that far behind, and frankly, if they could trade that one tower for just a little bit more farm onto Save, it may be worth it at this point.
Yeah,
Save is going to see everybody down in that bottom lane. Of course, the teleport always a threat, but he should be able to get out of that one, and it's just about turtling and then seeing if Goong can make a play onto the cog.
Absolutely. Save hesitated for a moment, wanted to clear that pink ward as he spotted it with his own, but decides just to back off, and smart of him to do so as Space and Swift show up here. Space picks up his own blue as Coco stole the enemies. And the pink ward does finally get erased by Najin here. CJ, they've been playing pretty well this game.
They need to bait Baron. That's what they need to do right now, is get that vision control over Baron in as much as possible and start threatening it. Of course, that threat is very, very real, and Najin will see the Jax, Kog'Maw, Kha'Zix, and start getting worried about it. So you need to make sure that you're all together so that Najin can't create picks, and then force some sort of fight now.
And some nice warding going down by CJ in order to probably set this up, given the placement of wards. Now, there is one behind them in their own blue area that might be able to spot some people as they near Baron. And Hojin and Kane getting chased out of their own jungle. So CJ taking the initiative to take that vision control around Baron, and now the mind games are in their favor. Save still free farming, this time in bottom lane though, and now all four members, or remaining members of Najin, are prepared to try to defend this tower. A pretty nice minion wave to kick things off here for CJ. How much damage can they get onto the tower? Gold card prepared as he comes in, but Void Ooze used to zone people out from Najin, and CJ will take another clean tower, tier 2 in top lane.
Well, Save's doing all he can. He's even taking the double golems right now. He's going to check red buff as well, see what he can get here. Even taking Race, they're just trying to farm him, and they're sacrificing towers for it. So it's a pretty bold move here, but it's about the only thing that Najin Shield can do at the moment.
Well, it's also probably what Save does best, but we do see the Destiny being used, and he actually catches Coco off guard. Coco's gonna get eliminated. No, he has to use everything he's got to run away. OQ also has to use his flash. Tidal Wave does not hit anyone, so both teams just kiting off some just equal trades in terms of summoners there, but also Wild Growth used on Coco.
But they stopped the Baron, and not only that, but they're going to be able to put some mid-pressure down as well. It's like Save just going back into the jungle.
I mean, this is what this guy does, though. This is why he was known on Shyvana, too, and we've seen this happen before where he just farmed, and then when he felt it was ready, decided to flank. They've been in these situations where all their towers in the lanes were gone. They only had the inhibitor towers left, and they still came back in the game. So CJ can't let their guard down just yet, and teleport wasn't used in that instance to stop the Baron, so there's that in favor of Najin.
Yeah, but they still don't have good vision control. Now they see the members of Frost filtering back towards Baron, and Frost is absolutely right. Just keep baiting this over and over and over again, and eventually you may be able to catch somebody out. There you go, just some more ward clearing right now. Unfortunate, actually, that Madlife doesn't have an Oracle's Lens yet. I think that's probably a bit of a mistake from Madlife, Just that little bit of extra vision may be helpful. They're going to try and two-man at 25 minutes, and that's the power of this composition. There's the board.
Yeah, and I don't think this one's going to get spotted soon enough. Hojin's going to find Mad Life. He put some good damage on Teleport coming in from Save. But he misses the ward, and Hojin does get the Sonic Wave, though. And he's actually going to chase people off from CJ as we see OQ and Kane looking for an assassination. But OQ gets caught by Swift, and Save can't save him. Wildcard's coming in. Swift is still alive. Hojin picks it up at the very end, but a double kill for Space. Now, they did still stop the Baron for now, but only 2 members left alive. Save and Goong here for Najin, and CJ not interested in that Baron, so it's up to these two to try to block this tower. They have a lot of good wave clear, but the initiation factors are still there, especially with that Counter-Strike. The bubble hits Save, and Shy trying to chase through, but Shy has to run away. Has taken way too much tower damage already. Space gets hit by the tower also, so CJ also having to back off.
Well, little advantage every time for CJ, but Najin is preventing the big swings in this game. And now with the TF Ultimate back up, not going to be able to do that. So let's watch it coming in here again. Shy gets down. Oh, that was a really nice Counter-Strike. Kane flashed backwards, so did actually landed onto 2 people. Save here doing what he can, getting the AoE, but by focusing down on Swift through that Kha'Zix ultimate, they're really not getting a lot of damage down, especially when Swift had that Hex Drinker as well, so maybe not the best choice of targets.
All right. Save has also a Negatron Cloak ready, and they're trying to bait the Dragon, but Mad Life is going to be seen clearing the ward at Baron. What's Najin's moves here? They still don't have vision around that area other than that one that just got erased in the pit. As you said, Destiny and Gate are up. Also, both Flash and Ghost. Hojin needs to watch out. Doesn't get hit by the bubble, but he also misses the ward because he was a little bit scared. Hojin letting the nerves get to him a little bit at this point in the game.
Yeah, and that Baron control still going over. It's very fortunate for Najin that they have a TF in this game, because that's kind of that vision on his ult is actually what's keeping him in this.
Look at all these deep wards too, though. So Kane and Hojin trying to clear out wards, but how safe are they? Well, they are now. They see 4 members of CJ going down to Dragon. I think they're willing to just give that Dragon up to get some ward control. Kane is going to get sandwiched. Shy goes for the leap and the Counter-Strike and the bubble onto Kane. He's a goner as we see CJ pick up the Dragon. And will they go for the Baron this time around? Without Kane there, Solar Flare is not available. That's a huge initiation factor gone.
Save going for the Abyssal Scepter right now. He's trying to get some more MR as well as just provide more damage. And there's the Baron getting started.
And the Counter-Strike onto Hojin. Hojin tries to leap away. He flashes up. A Tidal Wave is going to pick up the kill as we see 3 men just dive onto Shy. They're going to get it pretty low. OQ actually picks up the kill and turns things around. A double kill. And Swift already really low as Goong tries to chase through, but the stealth is there. Goong has Ghost on, and he doesn't get the kill just yet, but Swift comes back up and a triple kill for OQ. Najin turning things around with just TF coming in with the Destiny Gate and OQ and Save closing in.
Well, the problem there for Frost is that when they got onto the other side of the Baron pit, Kog'Maw and Lulu weren't there to help out, and so it was all too easy. Look at this AoE that comes in right here. Just, I mean, yes, the Tidal Wave takes out Hojin, but at this point, Rise and Twitch do an immense amount of damage in that corridor, and they're able to get Jax down and tie up Nami as well. And then they're able just to hunt down Swift, so bit of a miscommunication there. CJ Frost had the right idea in turning, but they needed everybody.
Yeah, so Najin...
Because Coco didn't even use his ult there.
He didn't have a chance, just did not have a chance.
Yeah, because he walked the long way around the Baron pit with Whimsy, and that was definitely the wrong decision.
So Najin finding just these windows and also taking advantage of these small mistakes from CJ to hang in the game, and the longer they hang in there, Rise is gonna keep on growing. 0, 1, and 6.
Yeah, that rod is stacked in about another minute and a half, so he's coming along nicely, and there it is. Seraph's Embrace. It's all finished now, and looks like he's not going to go ahead and get that Abyssal, just turning the Blasting Wand into the Seraphs instead. So we'll see what he gets. Maybe it's probably going to be a Veil.
Maybe, yeah, Veil would be pretty nice.
Spirit Visage is good as well on Rise, just with a little bit of extra cooldown reduction. And the factor that he heals more while he's using the Spell Vamp on his ultimate. But Veil is going to be very helpful for survival, just blocking one of those spells, possibly a Counter-Strike or something like that. So I'm curious to see what Save is going to pick.
Well, Ward War is still going around Baron, and CJ is still winning that one, but they aren't able to really make it turn into anything. And early Destiny just to make sure that they're not trying to sneak the Baron in while Swift distracts them. So
well, and they should be very worried. The two-man Baron threat is deeply concerning. And Save, though, as he moves towards the Frozen Heart, when he gets that, that's a big, big power spike against Jax. That item is really, really good against Jax. Save, so nervous about walking right there. You can tell how careful Najin is being right now. And honestly, Najin, for how much pressure is on Baron, given the items in Team Comp from Frost, they are actually playing this out incredibly well. Yeah, and also being very patient. They're just constantly spamming wards here and there, trying to keep CJ from sneaking that Baron in. There's that ward still there. It's got about a minute left. And, oh, the bubble comes in, but Kayn is going to be able to take that one out. A nice Sonic Wave. They're just taking their time, scouting out brush to brush while OQ and Save take turns just clearing out waves. OQ moving up pretty far. I assume he's in ambush. Yep, goes ahead and gets an early ward down there, his Trinket ward. And then the ward in lane getting taken out. This is a very tense ward war on the Baron area, and Najin actually trying to push up the mid lane a little bit to relieve the pressure. But do we see Baron being started? Yeah, it's spotted though by that ward. They see Space attacking the Baron. How low is it though? The ward goes down, and we actually see Save starting the fight onto Madlife. So Madlife and Coco out of this one. CJ has to disengage, but Goong gets the Zhonya's down, and there's the Solar Flare onto Shy. Hojin gets caught, but Kayn is still alive, and Save coming back in at half health. Swift gets one kill. Can they continue? Goong goes down. OQ is still alive. He gets a kill with his Blade of the Ruined King, and help from Save. So again, Baron not taken, Shy still alive, but a 2-to-1 kill trade, and Najin blocks Baron once again. It is so, I can't underscore this enough, it is so impressive that Najin Shield is able to stall the Baron out this long. And the fact that they've got these great engages where they're able to split up the members of Frost and force a lot of wasted ults. Great flash by Save, and look at this. Going to force that tidal wave right there. Does hit a few members, but there's nobody to follow up on it, really. Goong also, again, having that Zhonya is invading out a lot of time. Great Solar Flare onto Shy. Unfortunately, the kick from Hojin, not the best decision right there, because Save could have followed up a little bit better with the magic damage. Had Jax been there, I think Hojin got a little bit nervous about that situation, but I think that saving the kick was definitely a better move. Yeah, and Hojin, you know, he has the right to be a little bit nervous because he's still not that tanky, hasn't had the time to really farm up 1, 5, and 2. Only really has that Sightstone and Ruby Crystal, so really just focusing on the ward wars right now for his team, and it's been working out for him. But again, if he can just temper his nerves a little bit more in those team fights, it's going to help Najin a lot. Meanwhile, CJ, they're still just trying to keep control of that vision around Baron, and they get the vision, they just can't make the actual event happen right now. Space just trying to tank through and take the tower out. Save actually gets bubbled, but CJ is going to disengage. Took a huge amount of damage from Ryze AoE right there in spite of taking that turret. They have to be really careful. This Ryze is extremely strong, and Goong may have been able to actually ult into the backline and gold card and kill Kog'Maw right there, so bit of a risk. Ooh, Kog'Maw is going to have to go back home. I'm sure Najin is aware of that. They are going to take this chance to finally take some big control back around Baron, but can they hold on to it is the big question. Pink wards are now erased, and there are 2 ready from CJ. This is what's scary about Najin Shield, Chobra, is how smart they play from behind. OQ coming in with the ambush. Shy trying to run away. He gets slowed, but they're going to back off. OQ takes a huge hit from Glitter Lance, and Shy actually goes in with a 3-mount counter-strike. A long-range tidal wave coming in. Solar Flare misses everyone. Shy keeping people zoned as Space goes in for a kill against Hojin. Kayn takes a lot of damage. Goong also getting in as Swift flies in, but Swift a bit too far ahead. Is he going to get hit by the wild card? He will go down to OQ's poison, and OQ turning things around at full health with Save as they chase through. OQ with a triple kill with his spray and pray, and Save and Kayn chasing Space out of the lane. They will push through and take this tier 1 and probably the tier 2 here in mid lane. You really don't want to kite into or get kited by this Ryze. Oh, and Save gets the hit onto Space. The shutdown on Goong, Saracen Brace used to survive the Cathian surprise, and Save and OQ will clear out this wave as they go on to take Dragon and catch back up
not only in gold, but overall map pressure.
Yeah, you really, really just don't want to do that against this competition that Najin, the spray, like just getting kited into spray and pray and rise ult is so brutal. So we're about to see right here. So Najin going to take this advantage, and Shy thinks he's got a good edge. Flash Leap Strike gets the stun, and then they follow it up with the tidal wave, but he goes too far forward. They're able to turn and focus on Shy immediately. Shy gets out, and then this is the mistake. Right here, continuing to pursue, walking all the way back, and Swift, you just can't do that. He wasn't going to be able to one-shot anybody.
And look at that spray and pray in the corner of your screen, just doing work onto Mad Life.
Yeah, Rise gets that speed buff too with his ultimate, so he's able to chase you down, especially when they know that you don't have that tidal wave anymore. Misplay by Frost, and Frost was playing it so well. They just needed to keep baiting Baron, just over and over and over again until it worked. And I know they were getting frustrated by that situation, but you just have to keep doing it.
Absolutely. And now they're back to doing it. But, you know, Swift, earlier too when they lost, he was a little bit overeager. Showed that again this time around. We'll see if he can temper his nerves. Both junglers a little bit on edge right now. Destiny being used as Shy just tries to start that Baron. And Goong actually going to gate into his teammates to make sure they can block this as a team. OQ has all the items he needs to melt people with spray and pray. He just needs the protection or the zoning right now. He has that Infinity's Edge on top of the Last Whisper with all that attack speed. Yeah,
Save has the Frozen Heart right now as well. Man. He has the Distortion Enchantment. Shy got his GA though.
Yes.
That's a pretty big moment for him as well, but his damage output is going to be significantly less, and how the hell is he going to kill Save at this point?
Yeah, now parts of Aranduin's also on Swift, so that will help a little bit against OQ. Hojin, meanwhile, still very squishy, but his Ruby Sightstone is going to help a lot in this Ward War, especially the extended Ward War. And we are going to see Save get caught, but he uses Saracen Brace. There is the tidal wave. Goong has to back off with the gold card. Hojin is going to keep Shy distracted for just a tad bit, and that's going to help a ton. No AoE Counter-Strike coming in. Save a little bit low. We'll see what he chooses to. He is going to go back.
Save has teleport.
He does have teleport, but this Baron is going to go down super fast, and there are no wards for him to teleport onto. Hojin puts one down. Can Hojin go for a huge steal? CJ, they can't commit to this. They only have those two members there, and Hojin's just waiting for his moment. There's the wild cards coming in, and CJ has to back off again.
They definitely can't stay in that Baron pit, and they were planning their exit strategy, so they saw the wards going down, and with the MR shred from Baron, Rise would ruin them in that Baron pit, so they had to get out. Save is going to use teleport down more towards the bottom side of the map to, I guess, keep farming for a little bit. And with that Distortion Enchantment, he's going to be in a really good situation.
Yeah, time and time again we find out Baron is actually Rise's best friend.
It is.
Number one teammate. And so Shy, this time it's him with the GA, so he's going to pick up this huge wave. And I mean, Jax too, a late game hyper carry, he will get scarier and scarier, but right now that magic damage from Save is really what's turning things around. And also the fact that a couple times now, CJ couldn't get onto OQ. He's had some nice spray and praise going off Goong Zonias, and we also see, you know, Kayn. And Hojin actually, despite being squishy, gets so much focus early on in the team fight that it gives OQ time to position well.
Yeah, it's true, and OQ, basically, OQ's having an easy game because all the cooldowns are being used on Goong and Rise.
Yes.
So but he's playing it right. He waits until those cooldowns are used, then pops up and hits him.
Oh, and the Destiny Gate gold card onto Coco. Goong needs to use the Zonias, but Save comes in and he gets Rune Prison onto Mad Life. Zenith Blade is dodged with a very last second flash, but Goong needs to ghost out. He's pretty low, but space also very low. So Baron stopped once again. Will Najin take this time to go and clear the pink ward? Yeah, they're pinging it, but Shy is here with that Guardian's Angel. Coco has his Lich Bane. Pink ward going to be taking out 2 wards in the Baron pit. So Najin once again going to feel pretty safe, and Save giving a chance for his teammate to jump over. This may be the longest Baron dance in League of Legends history.
But it's also one of the most interesting ones, actually.
Oh, yes.
Because it's so funny because this is both teams are playing out their strategy so well.
Uh-oh. We saw Kayn wanted to go home. Wards being pressed down, and CJ looks like they're committing this time around. Goong is a little bit far off. Hojin may just need to go in for the steal, but we do see Twitch trying to come in. Hojin is looking for the steal. They're trying to block it from him, and we do see Swift pick up the Baron buff. OQ is still at full health, though. Can he put the damage on? His Save jumps forward. Save still at very good health. Shy picks up a kill onto Hojin. Kayn pretty low. Gold card prepared, though, so Najin will be able to run away as CJ also saves all 5 members finally with Baron buffs on them.
That's right. Frost just had to wait that out long enough. They were going to eventually find a timing window to do it just based on how fast their comp can take out that Baron. So they find it, they get a kill. They're going to go back and pick up some extra items. And yeah, Goong not being there, they managed to get him down low enough. And there we go. Hojin going to try and come in. Ooh, that was really close, but really nicely secured by Swift. And OQ, this is also crucial. Save getting bubbled right there really changed that team fight because he wasn't able to get his AoE down in the Baron choke as a result.
Exactly.
And had he been able to do that, that fight may have played out very differently. But Mad Life with the clutch skill shot.
Yeah, if he had gone in, Swift would have definitely died, and Shy probably Guardian Angel popped. Najin might have been able to chase through, but now with the Baron buff, CJ has some breathing room as they clear out these wards, and now they can focus on getting lane pressure back in their favor for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, Save has teleport though, while Shy does not, which may be a bit of a deciding factor. And they're still going to have to group up and play very, very cautiously because they can basically, we can see Najin use those teleports to turn any split pushing situation into an instant 2v1. Everybody's going to have to be together. They have the Lich Bane now onto Lulu. That'll help them a lot with whittling down these towers. So Frost in a good position again.
Yeah, Lich Bane now being prepared by Goom on the flip side. And they're charging forward. Guardian Angel also there for Shy. So CJ feeling pretty good. You know, they have the regen from Baron. They have the Lich Bane. They have the long range from Kog'Maw. Swift's taking a ton of magic damage though. They can't really deal with that one. Ryze's ultimate is on a pretty short cooldown. So I'm sure Save will happily use that on every wave that comes up. All right, a pink ward within their own base to make sure that CJ can't get vision across the wall. And CJ not playing greedy. They're just going to push out each lane then if Najin wants to block the first one.
Yep, that's pretty standard right now, although Shy is going to head down and solo that dragon while they apply some pressure. OQ gotta find Mad Life.
Can he get the kill? As we see Destiny Gate coming in, Goong will get the kill onto Mad Life. That's going to relieve a lot of pressure without that tidal wave.
You have to stay together right now.
Yep, you just have to. And Goong, happy with that kill. They relieved so much pressure from the split. You know, almost what would have been a 3-lane pressure with that Baron buff, and now they're going to have to go back and take extra time to take the dragon. CJ has backed off from the top side of the map.
Yeah, that's the power of the TF Twitch combo, is that if you're alone, they can just absolutely destroy you. Mad Life, you can see, he's got the QSS. That's how worried he is about getting picked off, but even then, wasn't enough.
Yeah, he used it, but already the damage was there. Nice wildcard positioning by Goong immediately so that it didn't matter. And Swift now has had that Randuin's along with Shy, so that will help quite a bit against OQ, but not against Save.
Yeah, Goong gonna get pretty scary here as well as he approaches the end of his Lich Bane build. And they're just turtling it out. I mean, Najin Shield, this is a team that is very good at playing from behind, which is one of the hardest things to do in League of Legends. And that's truly the hallmark of a top-tier team, is being able to hold on to a game this long. Because the thing about it is, if you get that early advantage, they're very good at pressing it. We've seen that today. And when they're behind, this game is still ridiculously close. And they've been playing on their back foot for so long, playing out their strategy well, waiting for Frost to make a mistake, and then capitalizing on it. And they really did claw their way back into this one and take it into the late game. And this is a team that's very comfortable in the late game.
Yes, they're totally fine with that. They're totally fine with just taking one inhibitor at a time every 5 minutes or so. They're used to this, and this is what we used to talk about with Blaze also, you know, and SKT2 and S, teams that are used to playing it out in the late game. Frost, it's been a little while since they've had to play this long of a game, so we'll see how they deal with that. And Swift, I would say, especially today, has shown that sometimes he gets a little overeager, and when you go past 40 minutes, 45 minutes, that just immediately can end the game, even at this point when you have all your inner towers still up.
Just some more wolf clearing here as CJ moves into the jungle, and everyone on Najin hanging back by the base still. They're waiting for that error, and that's what they should be doing.
Yep,
Baron for that Baron buff to be gone, which it should be now.
Yeah, it should be gone. Yep, it's gone just about 15 seconds ago. So that means also Vision Wars are going to start back up near Baron, and we see that Hojin has already worked on that for his team. And Hojin, despite being 173, just really religiously sticking to this Ward War, and then now finally getting that Giant's Belt to get a little bit tankier. And OQ, man, 8-1-3 in a game like this. Just the patience he's had.
And OQ has made a very interesting decision as well. He's gone ahead and also picked up the distortion enchantment. Yeah, Shy has to be careful about that. Save able just to clear out the lane. And the reason why is he needs that flash to make picks. So we actually have triple distortion enchantments onto Najin, something that we nearly never see.
True.
But in this situation, it's Najin again, adapting, having a really good read on the situation, knowing exactly what their win conditions are in this game. And that means that OQ needs his flash up just a little bit faster, because that timing window could be the difference between a win and a loss at a crucial pick.
Yep, Shy, meanwhile, as we saw earlier, was bullied by Save, decides to take this time to go back home, and then he's going to go to the bottom lane because he has that teleport up, despite Baron being up in 30 seconds. CJ just cleared out quite a bit of those wards in the top section of the map, so Najin is going to have to react pretty quickly if they don't want CJ to sneak a Baron in, which they can do very quickly. Save has teleport up, but even with Destiny Gate up, I'm not so sure if Najin could prevent it right away. We are seeing them all funnel towards the top side of the map. We're seeing pink wards and lenses prepared to clear out their jungle.
Yeah, still no Oracle's lens on Najin, which is problematic. Certainly going to be slowing them down in terms of their clear.
Hojin gets caught by the bubble. Is this the end of the game as CJ takes one out, but Save puts some damage down onto Swift. The Tidal Wave is used just so Goon can't follow through. OQ is in ambush, and he's going to start opening up with Spray and Pray. Can he get the damage down onto Shy? No, Shy is going to still survive through with the counter-strike. He finally goes down in his GA, and OQ did get the kill onto Madlife. And they are going to actually chase CJ back off. Again, a free Spray and Pray for OQ. Some nice wild cards going down from Goong, and Save, once again, just still super healthy. And they're actually going to use Summoner Heal from OQ to follow through. There's the Destiny. Are we going to see a gate in? Goong doesn't find an opening just yet, but they know where they are. And Goong is just going to continue to shove up forward. OQ, he's going to open up onto Coco. Coco gets slowed. He has to use Flash, but OQ's taking a ton of damage from Space, and there is the leap in, along with Space getting a double kill, and Save goes down. CJ turning that one around as OQ was actually the one.
Here's Shy with the teleport coming right up the mid lane.
CJ looking to try to finish this game as we have a minute on the three important members of Najin to defend their base. We have Hojin and Kane up. How much can they do in these 40 seconds? Now it's really just up to Shy to try to tank this for a long time. They don't have a minion wave really in sight anywhere nearby, so they're going to have to just clear out for the next 10 seconds or so. Kane does have Solar Flare, and I think Najin will be able to hold it off for now. Swift and Coco very low. They can't risk getting caught, especially with Save having teleport up. And CJ, but they're still waiting around.
No, they've got the Lich Bane. They're going to try and close.
Yep, minion wave is here. Hojin just doing what he can, and Swift actually gets stunned, and Solar Flare used on Swift just to keep him busy. 10 seconds left. Zenith Blade goes in. Tidal Wave being used. CJ putting everything they have to bring this to a death match. The Nexus is still being protected as well as they can from Kane and Hojin, but CJ Frost will win the Master Match, and we, ladies and gentlemen, have a death match on our hands. First week of Masters playoff.
I love it. Very well played out by Frost. They have to